As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Energy follows thought, imagination, the practice of the presence of God. Some time ago I told the group that initiation was simplification. Therefore, simplify your remaining years by ever acting as if, through this living process, you will let loose the fires of comprehension. I wonder if I am making some idea of value clear to you. Govern yourself always as if your divine comprehension was perfected, and the result in your daily life will be as if all concealed glamours and all hiding deceptive veils were non-existent. The disciple acts as if he were initiate, and then discovers that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, because the heart is the custodian of the power of the imagination. The imagination is released into creative activity when the disciple acts as if he were the soul in full expression, as if the master were ever aware of the doings of his disciple, as if he walked in full liberation consciously. For you, these two words will bring release and happiness. Discipleship in the New Age, Volume 2, page 555. I would ask you to ponder deeply upon this section, which we have called the points of revelation. They are aspects of the training given to the initiate. They are also, on a higher turn of the spiral, the esoteric correspondence or higher meaning of the words. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, in the case of the initiate. However, the heart is only one of the conditioning points of contact through which the advancing point of light can come. It is perhaps a somewhat new thought to you as aspiring occult students that there is a major revelation, something entirely new and unforeseen, which is inherent in the situation when a candidate for initiation stands before the initiator. A consideration of the 3 points of revelation already given may show you how deep may be the present mystery where each of these points is concerned. The mystery of the eye and its relation to light, esoterically understood, is very great, and as yet no student, no matter how diligent, knows anything about it. Discipleship in the New Age, Volume 2, pages 348. 2 things I told you are the result of thought, and though these may be mentally grasped by the intelligent disciple, they are very seldom understood. They are: 1. Thought generates energy commensurate with the potency of the thinking, and qualified by the theme of the thinking. You will see from this, therefore, some of the implications contained in the meditation I have assigned you. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, as a statement of the Christ. From that demonstrating personal center of thought, energy will stream down into the physical brain, via the etheric body. It will then condition the type of living, the expression and the influence of the man upon the physical plane. 2. As a result of focused thinking in the heart, the spiritual eye opens and becomes the directing agent, employed consciously by the initiate whilst doing his work under the law of sacrifice. What is meant here by the words, in the heart? The soul is the heart of the system of the spiritual man. It is the seat of the life and consciousness which animate the personality, and it is the motivating potency in every incarnation according to the experience, conditioning the expression of the spiritual man in any particular rebirth. In the early stages of experience, this eye remains closed. There is present no capacity for thought and no ability to think in the heart, that is from soul levels. As the intellect develops and the power to focus upon the mental plane grows, the fact of the soul's existence becomes known and the goal of attention changes. There follows the ability to focus in the soul consciousness, and so to fuse the soul and the mind that an at-one-ment takes place, and a man can then begin to think in his heart. Then also the eye of the soul opens and energy from soul levels, intelligently utilized, becomes directed from those levels, and pours into what is now ambiguously called the third eye. Immediately, the personality in the 3 worlds begins to express itself as the soul upon the physical plane, and will, purpose, and love begin to control. These 2 paragraphs are of importance to the disciple and warrant careful attention. As these developments take place, the spiritual will steadily grow into the directing agent. using the right eye as the distributing agent for the energy of love, animated with will. Discipleship in the New Age, Volume 2, pages 289 to 290. Note: in the paragraph below, DK is speaking of the Great Invocation. No one can use this invocation, or prayer, for illumination and for love without causing powerful changes in his own attitudes. His life intention, character, and goals will be changed, and his life will be altered and made spiritually useful. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he is a basic law in nature, the constant turning of the mind to the need for light, and the prospect of illumination cannot and will not be ineffectual. Discipleship in the New Age, Volume 2, page 168. Much has for ages been said and written anent the practice of the presence of God, and today one of the interesting events of the time is the emergence of various techniques for achieving the realization of this presence, of inspiration, of light, and of contact. I will put to you 3 questions, and in their answering, we will find indication of the meditation to be given to you later. 1. What do you understand by the thought of the presence? Of whom and what is this presence? 2. What is it that prevents contact with that presence and hinders you from standing in its light? 3. Can you draw up a technique of meditation which will be for you the way into the presence? Answer these 3 questions and realize that for you the contact with that presence, consciously and with understanding of the process, is the goal for the remainder of your life experience in this particular body. I seek for no mystical understanding. That type of theoretical understanding is the heritage of most aspirants. They have the vision of this contact. I seek a definite comprehension, and I give you the clue to the work in the following sentences, which, if subjected to due thought, may induce revelation. Duality is visioned by the seer. He sees the presence. He sees, and seeing knows that he exists, and likewise that which is seen. The knower blends the two in one. He sees the presence as himself. He merges with its light. Behind the presence gleams that awful radiance which shrouds the one and only. Before the presence stands the aspirant. Within the presence, through the merging process, is peace, is union, the end of fear, the end of difference, joy, love, and light. Your meditation, therefore, is to be along these lines. The form you can draw up yourself during the next few months. The theme will emerge in your consciousness if you move slowly, ponder deeply, and feel no sense of pressure. Revelation will come through quiet thought and daily brooding. May I close this message to you with the simple words, "Please be happy, my brother." February 1935. My brother, there has been in your mind much thought in these past months anent the practice of the presence. This is well, for that is the objective that I had in mind for you. It is said that thoughts are things and produce tangible results. It is also said that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, and that therefore these tangible thought manifestations definitely produce effects in him. In these ancient platitudes lie, for you, much instruction, much light and understanding, and the clue to your immediate problem. What is the situation, my brother? You, a soul in incarnation, are consciously aware of the fact, subjectively and ofttimes dimly sensed, of your real self, of the solar angel, who is the angel of the presence. Your problem is to deepen this realization, and to know yourself to be the angel, standing between you, the physical plane man, and the presence. It might elucidate matters if we considered for a moment what reality is represented by that word presence. The mystic is ever aware of duality, of the lower man and the indwelling soul, of the tired disciple and the angel, of the little self and the real self, of human life expression and of spiritual life expression. Many other qualities stand for the same expression of reality, but behind them all looms, immanent, stupendous, and glorious, that of which these dualities are but the aspects, the presence, immanent yet transcendent, of deity. In the nature of this one, all dualities are absorbed, and all distinctions and differences lose their meaning. When you are told to develop the consciousness of the presence, it indicates, first of all, that you are at this time somewhat aware of the angel and can now begin to respond, dimly and faintly, to that great whole which lies behind the subjective world of being, as that world lies behind the physical, tangible world of everyday life. A symbol of this can be seen in the knowledge that the entire planet lies outside of the room in which you are pondering my words and is only separated from you by the window and the extent of your conscious awareness. The outer universe of the planet, the solar system and the starry heavens, lies revealed to you through that sheet of glass which reveals, if clean and unveiled, but which acts as a barrier to vision, if soiled or hidden by a blind. This and your ability to project yourself into the immensity of the universe governs the extent of your knowledge at any given time. Think this out, my brother, and look through the window of the mind to that light which reveals the angel which, in its turn, veils and hides the vast unknown, yet alive and vibrant, deity. This practice of the presence can be dealt with in so many different ways, and there are many techniques of contact. For you, the practice should connote simplicity, peace, and joy. Cultivate simplicity of thought and remember that bewilderment and undue concern as to conditions and people and a puzzled attitude towards life indicate mind activity but not soul understanding. It is soul activity towards which you should strive. You are a sannyasin, and as such must work towards an increasing release from ties of any kind, though, and herein lies a subtle distinction, not from release from environing conditions and responsibilities. What is required is an inner attitude of complete abandon to the will of your soul, which is the will of God, as far as any individual is concerned. This release will give you much that I have waited to see expressed in your life. To assist you in the continuance of the theme upon which you have been engaged in the past months, I am going to ask you to ponder over and answer the following questions. You have a life tendency to overemphasize detail and points of procedure with meticulous care, and so sometimes lose sight of the synthesis of the whole. The questions are: 1. To recognize the presence, I must stand free and unattached. To what and to whom am I now attached in such a way that I am prevented from clear vision and closer approach? 2. To recognize the presence, I must function as the solar angel. Can I, at this time, discriminate between myself and that solar angel? 3. To recognize the presence means that I am preparing to pass, as a solar angel, through the gate, onto the path of initiation. Can I, in view of this, state clearly to myself what are my major assets and my major weaknesses? 4. Can I define clearly within myself what I understand by A. Myself the disciple, B. Myself the angel, C. The presence. Discipleship in the New Age, Volume 1, pages 388 to 393.